three levels of government important in Canada? What are the roles and responsibilities of each level of the government, and how does each level of government put roles into place?
3 levels of government. The federal level deals with the whole areas of Canada. For example, Prime Minister and the cabinet members. Provincial level that runs the whole province of Alberta and its territories. For example, the Premier and other members. Municipal level. City of Spruce Grove that takes care of all local issues in towns, cities, and in counties. The person would be in charge of the mayor. The federal level. The federal government has different groups that help with the federal level. The federal level has federal powers and jurisdictions, and that are in different categories, and they are the exclusive federal jurisdictions, exclusive provincial jurisdictions, and the joint powers. The exclusive federal jurisdiction branch controls the areas in which only the federal government may pass laws. The province from legislations in these areas. Exclusive provincial jurisdictions refer to areas in which only the provinces are allowed to pass laws. For example, the federal government is not allowed to enact legislation in these areas. Joint powers refer to the areas in which only the provinces and the federal government may pass laws.
The divisions of power. The divisions of power are the powers from the provincial government that includes national defense, foreign affairs, employment insurance, banking, federal taxes, the post office, fisheries, shipping, railways, telephones, pipelines, Aboriginal lands and rights, and criminal law.
Making decisions. The federal government makes decisions that affect Canadians every day. The federal government tries to make things more fair among the provinces through equalization payments, which is extra money given to the provinces that are less wealthy. The federal government tries to make sure that the federal standards of health, education, and welfare are the same for every Canadian.
In the same way the powers of the federal government are listed, the Constitution Act of 1867 lists the powers of the provinces, including direct taxes, hospitals, education, prisons, marriage, and property and civil rights. The Act also says that the power over agriculture and immigration should be shared between the federal and provincial governments. Members of Parliament. Members of Parliament, MPs' responsibilities are national defense, foreign policy, citizenship, policing, criminal justice, international trade, Aboriginal affairs, immigration, agriculture, and environment. Some Canadians vote for the federal election.
Federal government. The federal level of government has powers that are from those in provincial governments, which includes national affairs, foreign affairs, banking, the post office, fisheries, shipping, railways, telephones and the pipelines, Aboriginal lands and rights, and criminal law.
Municipal government. Municipal government is a range of cities, towns, county, or a region. There are about 4,000 municipal governments that take care of all local issues.
Provincial and territorial level. The person that is in charge is called a premier. The province's government works almost the same way as the government of Canada. They make decisions for healthcare and education. For example, MLAs, members of the Legislative Assembly, MNAs, members of the National Assembly, MPPs, members of the provincial parliaments, and MHAs, members of the House of Assembly.
Federal government. The federal government has the people that are from the provincial government, which includes national affairs, foreign affairs, banking, the post office, fisheries, shipping, rail, telephones, and pipelines, Aboriginal lands and rights.
Voting. A Canadian citizen who is 18 years of age or older by the election day can vote after he or she has been registered. Elections in Canada will be sent out by the voter in the information, and then they will be added to the voters list.
The role of the monarch. Canadians' monarch's king or queen is also in charge of 15 independent nations that are represented by the Prime Minister.
Provincial and territorial government. Each province and territory has its own capital, city, and leader.
And also they have their own affairs such as school curriculum. In general, the provincial and territorial responsibilities include defense, criminal, employment insurance, post service, census, copyright, trade regulation, external relations, money and banking, citizenship, and Indian affairs.
In conclusion, the three levels of government are important to Canada, but the most important part of the three levels of government is how the rules and laws are put into place so us Canadians can be safe.